Not scientists, not philosophers, not even the smartest minds in history. Death is one of the biggest mysteries of human existence. And yet, it is something every single one of us will face one day. Welcome back to Ageless Dream. Today, we are going to explore one of the deepest and most thought-provoking questions ever asked. What really happens when you die? Stay with me until the end, because this might change the way you think about life itself. Let's start with what science actually knows. When a person dies, the body begins to shut down. The heart stops beating, blood stops flowing, and oxygen no longer reaches the brain. Within seconds, brain activity starts to decrease. Within minutes, most of the brain's functions come to an end. From a biological point of view, death is simply the end of physical processes. But here's where things become mysterious. Your brain is not just controlling your body, it is creating your entire experience of reality. Everything you see, hear, feel, and think is generated by your brain. So when the brain stops working, what happens to that experience? Does it simply disappear? Or does something else happen that we still don't understand? Some scientists believe that consciousness is purely a result of brain activity. According to this idea, once the brain stops, consciousness also ends completely. It's like turning off a computer. Everything just goes dark. No thoughts, no feelings, no awareness, just nothing. But here's the problem. Consciousness itself is still not fully understood. We don't even know exactly how the brain creates awareness in the first place. So saying that it simply disappears might be an oversimplification. There have been many reports of near-death experiences where people who were clinically dead for a short time came back and described unusual sensations. Some say they saw a bright light. Others describe feeling completely peaceful, as if all fear and pain disappeared. Some even claim they were able to observe their own body from outside. Now, these experiences are still debated. Scientists suggest they could be caused by chemical reactions in the brain as it shuts down. But the fact that so many people report similar experiences raises interesting questions. Another theory suggests that consciousness might not be limited to the brain. Some scientists and philosophers believe that consciousness could be a fundamental part of the universe, like space or time. According to this idea, the brain doesn't create consciousness, it acts more like a receiver or a filter. If this is true, then death might not be the end of consciousness, but simply a change in how it exists. Think about this for a moment. Right now, your entire sense of reality exists inside your mind. The world you experience is being interpreted by your brain. But what if your awareness is something deeper than the brain itself? What if the brain is just a tool that allows you to experience this physical world? There is also a psychological aspect to death that is just as fascinating. Humans are one of the few species that are aware of their own mortality. We know that we will die one day, and this awareness shapes how we live our lives. It influences our fears, our goals, and even our sense of meaning. Some people fear death deeply, while others see it as a natural part of existence. Interestingly, thinking about death can sometimes make life feel more meaningful. When you realize that your time is limited, you begin to value moments more. You start to focus on what truly matters. In a strange way, the mystery of death gives importance to life. Now, here's a question that might feel uncomfortable, but it's worth thinking about. If you knew exactly when and how you would die, would you live your life differently? Most people would say yes. They would take more risks, spend more time with loved ones, and focus less on things that don't really matter. This shows that our awareness of death has a powerful effect on how we choose to live. Another interesting idea is that death might not feel the way we imagine it. Most people think of death as something dark or scary. But from a scientific perspective, once the brain stops processing fear, there may be no sense of fear at all. It could be more like falling into a deep sleep or even complete silence. But again, no one knows for sure. And that is what makes this topic so fascinating. Death is not just a biological event, it is a mystery that touches science, philosophy, and human experience all at once. So instead of asking what happens after death, maybe a better question is this: what should we do before it? Because, well, the future after death is uncertain. The present moment is real. This moment, right now, is something you can experience, shape, and make meaningful. Your thoughts, your actions, and your choices are what define your life. And maybe that's where the real power lies. Not in trying to control what happens after death, but in fully understanding and living the life you have right now. So the next time you think about death, don't just see it as an ending. See it as a reminder that your time is limited, your experiences are valuable, and your life is something you are creating every single day. What do you think happens after death? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Ageless. Dream for more deep and mind-blowing content. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload.